Hello and happy Easter, everybody. Have y'all had a great day today? Have you been spending a lot of time with family and friends? And I want to hear all about the yummy things that you ate today, because we pretty much didn't have Easter. We spent the whole time with, when we did go to church, and then we spent a lot of time with Nana, so that was really nice. And hello to whoever the first person is that's here. My phone's taking a little while to catch up to you all, and it's got this weird thing on it from I guess it's for the stuff that, the extra, I guess it's from the extra stuff that Facebook's doing today to, let's see, oh, hey Carol. Hey, okay, there it goes. So Facebook's doing all this weird stuff today, I guess for Easter, I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of new stuff, and the little magic wand that I was using to turn the labels around, it's not turning them around tonight. My only options are to have like little bunny ears and to have little sparkly things, so we won't be doing that tonight. But I wanted to tell you all a little bit about Aldi before we get started, because tonight's chat is about Aldi. And I'm hoping that Angie's going to be on here early tonight, because this is actually her request for her birthday. And I love Aldi, so Angie, I didn't mind at all, and I hope you had a really happy birthday. So I wanted to tell you a couple of things about Aldi. I didn't know if y'all knew, some of the reasons why people shop there. First of all, we now have 3 Aldi stores here in Knoxville, and they are nationwide now. I'm not sure exactly how many stores they have altogether, but the kind of the premise, behind Aldi is it's a lower priced, grocery chain. And it was started in Europe. It was actually started in Germany, and it was started as, if I can find it here, I'll tell you what the name stands for. It was really kind of a, really cute story, and I'll include that in the transcripts that I do later. But now they have almost 2,000 stores. If you go into an Aldi, if they have polished concrete, chances are that the company that my husband works for did their floors. So just, ooh and ah over those, and let me know how they did. Let me know how they look. It's kind of a no-frills grocery shopping experience. If you've ever been there, again, and if you haven't, if you want to use a buggy, you've got to put a quarter in. And I actually had to have my husband instruct me on how to do that the first time, because I wasn't sure how to do how to get the quarter in. And hey, Tracy, it's good to see you again. So you put the quarter in, go ahead and get your buggy. If you don't want to buy bags, you're going to need to take your own bags. And I will just say this. Depending on the Aldi store that you go to, they've got some great people working for them. Some of the stores, they'll go a little bit slower for you to help you kind of, get everything back in your bag if you choose not to get a buggy. But one of the stores that I go to, boy, if you're not going to get a buggy, you better be like lightning. But hey, it's a quarter for the buggy. And you get your quarter back. As long as you can make it back out to where the shopping carts are at the end, then you can get your quarter back. So it's worth the quarter to me. And hey, Teresa, you finally found me. Good. You haven't missed anything. We're just talking about some fun things. Jennifer says she can't watch it. It keeps cutting out. Well, I don't know. It looks fine on my end, so you might want to check your internet connection. And thank you to whoever just sent the heart. But so it's worth it to me to get the buggy, again, so that you can take your time. And they have a sorting area over to the side where you can sort your own groceries. So ladies, this is, and Angie, okay, and hey Angie, so we were talking about you just a second ago. I was hoping you would be here early. You know that we're doing Aldi tonight because you requested it for your birthday, and I hope you had a really good birthday. And yes, I do have new glasses because Aldi is right next to Marshall's, and I don't know if y'all have a Marshall's, but I accidentally stopped in there for just a second, and I came out with 3 new pairs of glasses. It was, in a little kit, and a couple of pairs of sunglasses. But anyway, that's a whole different subject. And hey, Betty from Indiana, it's good to see you. So anyway, Aldi is a no-frills, experience, and so you are going to be bagging your own groceries. They do usually have empty boxes up towards the checkout that you can use if you didn't bring your own bags. They do have bags for sale. If you didn't bring your own bag, they have plastic bags for sale. They have reusable bags for sale. They have, okay, and one Karen says it is not working. I don't know, what is not working? Is everybody else, can everybody else see me okay? I don't know, and Tracy says hers isn't working. I don't know why that would be, because mine's just fine. Let me get off my iPad and see if maybe it's taking up too much of the room. Can the rest of y'all tell me whether or not you can, whether or not you can see me and hear me, and if I'm if I'm buffering or anything. Let's see. Well, I've got several people saying, yep, that everything's okay. And I've got a couple that are saying that they're having trouble. So ladies that are having trouble, I'm thinking that maybe it's your internet. So, because I'm getting more, I'm fine, than I'm getting buffering. So anyway, if I'm buffering, I apologize. You can see us later. You can see this later on, here on Facebook. It'll also be on my blog, www.ifyouhaveanegg.com, and I always put these on YouTube. And got several people saying everything's fine here, so I'm just going to keep talking. So, and Angie suggests that if any of you that are having trouble, that you should refresh. So it sounds like the majority of us are doing fine. So I'm going to keep going. So anyway, it's a no-frill shopping experience. You are going to bag your own groceries, take your own bags. Thank you for the thumbs ups. Y'all know I love those. And go ahead and splurge that quarter for the shopping cart, or buggies as we call them here in East Tennessee. It was well worth it this last time because I came away with quite the haul. I don't know if y'all saw my car or not, but I've got the Miata out because it is so it's just absolutely so gorgeous here in Knoxville, and I absolutely could not have put one more thing, could not have put another thing in the car. So anyway, we've got a lot to go over tonight. Again, everything will be, and yes, Christy, we call them buggies. We call them buggies. We also call the little hats that you wear on your head in the winter, we call them toboggans. That's not something that you sled on. A toboggan is something that you wear on your head when it's cold. But anyway, we could go through all of our little Tennessee isms here tonight and not have enough time to do Aldi. So we've got a whole lot to talk about. Another little fun fact about Aldi, in case you didn't know, Aldi and Trader Joe's are owned by the same company. And Angie says pressure cookers next week, ladies, and she would be wrong because she already had her birthday this year, so we're doing Aldi for Angie's birthday and not pressure cookers. But anyway, Aldi and Trader Joe's are owned by the same company, in case you didn't know that. And hey, Georgianne. And so we may be talking about Trader Joe's next week. And I have a feeling if we talk about Trader Joe's next week, that means we will be talking about Trader Joe's for probably, I'm not kidding, probably 2 to 3 weeks in a row, because I love Trader Joe's that much. So as much stuff as I have here from Aldi, this is going to be insane when we try to do this with Trader Joe's. So there's a whole lot to talk about. I am going to post the link to some fun facts about Aldi because I want y'all to read them. It's a fun store to shop in. It's got a little bit different layout. The things that they have all the time, they keep them all the time. Those are the Aldi finds. But if you find something and it looks like it might be a little something unusual, you better grab it. Like the granola that I love that I got from there a few months ago, it's no longer there. So if it looks like something special and it feels like something special, and once you've been to Aldi a couple of times, you'll be able to tell, you better grab it. So I'm going to jump right in with some snack bars. And the reason that I'm going to jump in with the snack bars, if you were with us last week, and I know, Angie, I know you love Aldi, and they love you too. If you were with us last week, we talked about protein bars. So I'm starting with these snack bars first from Aldi because they're snack bars, and it's some other options for snack bars, but I do not consider these to be protein bars, even though this very first one I'm going to show you says protein. And I apologize again, I had that figured out on my phone, how to flip it around so that the words are going the correct way, and when I tried it today, the only thing that I can pull up is all the little fun stuff for Easter. So unless y'all wanted me to have bunny ears, we're just going to have to deal with the writing being turned around again. So this one is, I'll say this too, Aldi does have some protein bars that have more protein. Hey Sherry, I'm glad you got in. That have more protein, like the protein bars that we talked about last week. They still don't have as much protein, and the points are too high for me. We will not be looking at those later. And Betty's asking if this is going to be on the site afterwards. Yes, ma'am. Every single week, once I'm done here, then I transcribe what we talked about, and I post that here, and I post it on my blog, which is www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. And Casey, if you're there, if you don't mind posting that for me, and it's also on YouTube. So you've got lots of opportunities to go back and watch this. And as a matter of fact, if you've missed any of the prior weeks, those are all on YouTube. They are all on my blog, www.ifyouhaveanegg.com, and they are all here. And Tracy, I think you are the only one that it's not working for. So I don't know what to tell you. You need to refresh or get off and come back or something, and we'll still be here, I promise, when you come back. So, yeah, so go to YouTube and watch the others. Is there anybody here that thinks that they've been to every single one of these? And I'm trying to think now how many we even have. But I'd love to know if anybody thinks that they've, if they've attended every single one. That would be really cool. And hey, Alan. So now my daughter and her awesome husband are both here. And Casey says she can't get this to work. Why? That's no good if my daughter can't get it to work. We've got plenty of people not having trouble, so not sure what's going on. Maybe it's everybody talking to grandma, through FaceTime or something. But anyway, so we're going to run through the snack bars from Aldi real quick. This one is, and again, they're not flipped. Oh, Carol says she's been to every single live chat. Thank you, Carol. Thank you. This one is a Greek yogurt. It says it's a protein bar, but it only has 10 grams of protein. So I don't consider that a protein bar. I know that's 10 grams, but I don't consider it a protein bar unless it's, way more than that. These are 6 Smart Points. These are like a desserty type snack. I don't consider this to be a protein bar. I consider this to be, like a dessert bar. They are delicious though. This one is the Millville Greek yogurt protein. It's mixed berries and it has almonds, peanuts, blueberries, and cranberries, but it has this little yogurt bit on the bottom, and they're delicious. But they're like a sweet snack bar. This is new to them. The Elevation bars, or this is new to our Aldi anyway. They're the Elevation bars, and this one is the peanut butter fudge crisp. This again is like a dessert bar. This is kind of like a Rice Krispie treat wrapped in chocolate, so it's really good. This one, one bar is 4 Smart Points. Again, I would not consider this a protein bar. I'm just running through a few of these because they make a good snack bar. Like if you need something sweet, but you don't want to open, can't trust yourself in some cookies or something. And Angie said those are new to Aldi. And these were new too. These I have not cracked into yet, and I'm anxious to know, has anybody tried these? This is the Elevation Better For You bar, still by Millville, which is one of their brands. It's 8 grams of protein, so I still wouldn't consider it a protein bar. But it is, they're naturally flavored, 6 Smart Points. This looks like a, and Holly says the Elevation bars are amazing. Well, these are 6 Smart Points, this particular flavor, and I grabbed this one because they got me when I saw the peppermint stick. I was like, that looks really interesting. So I grabbed these. It's called a wellness bar, but again, I would consider that to be a dessert bar. And then finally, the Fit and Active, which once you go to Aldi, you will notice that a lot of their things that are lower in points. And I will say this: that does not, these words right here, and I know they're backwards. And no, Angie, I'm not eating one. We have way too much to talk about. Fit and Active, and I know it's backwards, but Fit and Active is one of their brands. Fit and Active means lower points, but I don't want you to think that Fit and Active means low points. It doesn't. Some of their things, I don't buy all of the Fit and Active products. Some of them are still too high in points for my budget. But these are yummy. This, again, is a snack bar. This is not, I don't want you to think this is a protein bar or a meal replacement bar. This is a snack bar. And these are the Fit and Active Vitality cereal bars, and this one is chocolatey pretzel. And it is, one bar is 4 Smart Points, and they are quite delicious. I had one earlier today. It's like a little teeny tiny Rice Krispie treat. They're not very big. I'll show you this one. They're not very big. It's 4 Smart Points, but it is like a little Rice Krispie treat with some little pretzels chopped up in it and chocolate. So for 4 Smart Points, it was delicious. Next, I am going to actually turn around and I am going to show you. Hey, Stacy. Oh, Casey had to log into a different account before she could get it to work. Okay, so when y'all see Stone Interiors commenting on there, that's actually Casey. That's my work Facebook address. So I'm not sure what's going on with her while she can't get in that. But I'm actually going to turn around and show you how many things, and I think you can see them from here. Everything, if y'all can see, all of this, all of that are 0 point things that I get at Aldi, and I am going to bring them all up here and show them to you. But I get a ton of things from Aldi that are 0 points. And happy Easter, Stacy! Happy Easter to everybody else too. I'm going to start with these, which will actually be going to work, and Casey will be getting them. These are Pure Aqua. This is the clear kind, Pure Aqua sparkling water, and they are flavored with fruit flavoring and other natural flavors, and they look absolutely delicious. They are 0 calories, and there's 4. I did want to point out, though, I'm showing you these because I wanted to point out there are 4 servings in this bottle. I don't want to see anybody, oh, and Angie says this looks like her kitchen. I don't want to see anybody, you know, chugging this whole bottle and thinking that that's, you know, 1 serving. I do want you to get plenty of fluids, but there are 4 servings in this bottle. But it is 0 calories. It's a flavored 0 calorie drink. Casey will be getting these tomorrow, though, and I know she'll be excited about that. I personally can't even try them for you because they're carbonated, and I have some medical issues that keep me from drinking carbonated beverages. But they looked absolutely delicious. 0 smart points. Black cherry, let's see, black cherry, white grape, and juicy peach were the first that I grabbed. And so I know that she'll be enjoying these tomorrow, but I thought these can be, okay, Kathy says she can see my kitchen but no movement. So guys, I don't know what's going on. Part of you all are doing great and part of you all are having problems. So it looks fine on mine. My iPad's working. So sorry. Tell me again, who can see me? Who can see me and who can't? So I know that this is still working. There's 16 of you out there right now, so I know somebody can see me. So those are going to Casey, and then these were interesting. This is pure. It's still Pure Aqua, but these are sparkling frost pink grapefruit flavored, you know, flavored beverages. And they had, I only grabbed 2 of them. I grabbed black raspberry and pink grapefruit. Okay, yeah, see, there's a whole bunch of y'all that can see and hear me just fine. So sorry to the guys that are having trouble. Okay, somebody said the audio is ahead of the video by 1 product. Don't know what to do about that. Sorry. So y'all just have to stay up. So these looked absolutely delicious too. I wish I could drink them, but I can't. Casey will be getting these. Has anybody ever had these? They're the sparkling frost. The flavors looked delicious, but they are not a 0 calorie. They're a 10 calorie, but it's 10 calories for this whole bottle. And these are also 0 smart points. And again, if in case the audio and the video are a little bit, you know, far behind, and thank you for the thumbs ups. Everything will be transcribed later. So everything that I'm talking about, you will get a written list of them later. So you can go back, so you don't need to take any notes. So everybody just keep listening and keep enjoying, and ask me questions if you have questions. So those looked really good, and they looked good as an alternative, you know, beverage. So I know a lot of you all are, you know, looking for other things. I only drink water, diet lemonade, unsweet tea, and coffee. When I'm spending points, I drink skim milk. So I don't ever drink anything that's, you know, sparkling. I'm jealous of you guys that can. But those seem like those would be a good alternative, you know, if you're trying to kick off with some, you know, some sodas. Those are 0 points. And again, everything behind me is 0 points from Aldi. So I'm going to go through those really quick. This whole group is 0 points. Aldi has, shocker, they have bananas. Everybody has bananas, but Aldi's bananas are 44 today, or this weekend, were 44 cents a pound. That's pretty good. Pretty good. So I bought a couple of things of bananas. Our Aldi right now also has the Moro blood oranges. And if y'all haven't had these, you really, really need to try them. I'll hold the package up so you can see them. I have only ever found these at Trader Joe's, but since Aldi and Trader Joe's are owned by the same company, it only makes sense that Aldi and Trader Joe's. Oh, Angie says, and vodka. Aldi has vodka. Did somebody talk about that last time? Oh, no, I don't drink. Or are you talking about me? Because I don't drink vodka. But anyway, so these are Moro blood oranges. And if you haven't had them, I highly, highly recommend them. See the picture that's on here? They are that pretty when you cut into them. They are absolutely gorgeous. So my Aldi had them this week. If your Aldi has them, buy some. Go ahead and get some of those. Aldi has a decent selection of produce. Not as good, I don't think as good as Trader Joe's, but it's a decent, you know, selection. One thing about Aldi, and this is so funny, I don't know why, Okay, Teresa wants to know if they taste like an orange. And Karen, you're not late. We're just jib-jabbering. We're always jib-jabbering. And that totally just zapped my train of thought. But anyway, one reason I make a concerted effort to go to Aldi, their Keurig coffee is absolutely the best. I do not know why. Again, they are owned by the same company that owns Trader Joe's, but I actually prefer the Aldi coffee to the Trader Joe's coffee. I don't have any idea why. They have to be from the same place. But the two that I buy are the Colombian Fair Trade certified. It's Barissimo branded at Aldi. I get this one's Colombian, and it's medium blend. And then I also like the dark roast, and it's just called dark. It's cleverly called dark. So, and yes, I know this is backwards. And for some reason, Casey's had to get off and get back on again. So I'm really not sure what's going on with everybody's connection tonight, because y'all are either not having any problems or you're having problems. And to be honest, since I'm already talking, I can't stop and troubleshoot this. So yeah, it's impossible for me to troubleshoot it while I'm talking. So sorry about that. If you're having trouble, you're just going to have to come back and watch it later. You can watch it here. You can watch it on YouTube. And you can watch all of these on YouTube. You can watch them on ifyouhaveanegg.com. That's www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. And sorry if you're having trouble. You'll just have to come back later. Yeah, and Karen's buffering for her too. Guys, I honestly have no idea. I have no idea what's going on, unless it's, has something to do with the holiday. Maybe there's a whole bunch of people on Facebook. But anyway, I'm going to keep talking because you can always come back and watch these later. Remember, these are all, again, still 0 points. Y'all are gonna laugh. And thank you, Casey. Casey put ifyouhaveanegg.com right there. Y'all are gonna laugh because I'm putting gum on there. This is good gum. It's good gum. Remember, Aldi is it's a price sensitive, place to shop. I'm gonna, put a quarter in to get your buggy, and you take your own bags or your own boxes. But this gum is really good, and it's very inexpensive. Carol says she has an Aldi nearby, but she's never been in. You need to go in and remember, or don't forget, look at their floors, and if the concrete is polished. My husband's company probably did that, or the company he works for. But anyway, so this is really good gum, and it stays fresh a long time. I keep this at work at my desk, and it's in the little the little container that's got the flip top, and it stays fresh a really long time. And I know that's silly to be talking about gum. Oh, Lisa loves that gum too. It stays fresh, like it doesn't lose its flavor. It doesn't get all icky. It stays fresh for a long time. So I know that's funny to be talking about gum, but it's 0 points. It's 0 points for the gum, and it stays fresh. It doesn't lose its flavor. And Angie says it's like $1.79 for that gum. And a thing like this at other stores is like $3.50, $3.99. And there are 60 pieces in here, and it stays. Yeah, I mean, like the flavor stays for a long time. And the people that are having trouble watching, again, I'm so sorry. I don't know, it's weird. It's just like a handful of you all. This is another 0 point item. They're German sauerkraut. This one it's German style sauerkraut, and it's Deutschkuch. And if there's anybody who actually speaks German out there, please, don't make too much fun of me. But they're German style sauerkraut. Oh yeah, Angie says you do get a lot of the gum. But this German style sauerkraut, this is the kind I prefer. If I don't have any of this at home, in a pinch, I'll get some others. But this is real German sauerkraut. And I guess the Germans invented sauerkraut because they know how to make it. This is so good. I put this in my one of the pork chop recipes that I have on the blog, www.ifyouhaveanegg.com, and I'll post the link to that recipe later. It's really good on hot dogs. It's really good on any of the sausages that they have at either Trader Joe or Aldi. It's a really good sauerkraut. I will say you need to drain it, and then I usually rinse it and drain it again because of the nature of the way that sauerkraut is made, it's a little salty. But I think all sauerkraut is like that. But it's German style sauerkraut, 0 smart points. So this one's a good one. So I always keep this. And again, everything that we're going over right now is all still 0 smart points. Then we have their Fit and Active, remember I said that or not all, but they have, a lot of things that are under the Fit and Active name. Fit and Active means that they're lower points. It doesn't mean that they're, low points. They're lower points. Just keep an eye on them. Always scan them. Some of the Fit and Active things are still outside of my point budget. I do like the Fit and Active liquid water enhancer. Here it is in my glass. This one is straw or raspberry lemonade. It's delicious. It's delicious, and I do like it. And again, it's a price-conscious place to shop. They're inexpensive. They're inexpensive compared to some other brands, some of the other store brands. And I like the raspberry lemonade, and it also comes in a strawberry and something flavor. I'll have to check and see what that one is. Then, if you haven't had Tajin, I searched and searched and searched and searched and searched and could not find this. I looked high and low, every grocery store I could think of, big name, small name. I looked at Whole Foods. I had somebody at Whole Foods scouring shelves for me looking for it. I looked at Fresh Market. They didn't have it. My husband drove me to every grocery store that there was. And guess where I finally found it? Aldi. I never expected Aldi to be the place that would have it, so I wasn't even looking for it there, and I had skipped right past it. So Tajin it's a seasoning, and it's hot. I will say this. So if you get it and you try it, go slow at first because it is hot. It has some kind of peppers in it, and I thought I would be able to see that really quick. But anyway, it does have some kind of peppers in it. Yes, Angie, it is by the refried beans, and there's like tortilla shells and things like that there. So I use this as a seasoning in some things with refried beans, but what it's really good on, oddly enough, is fruit. Can't explain it. Oh, and Carol says that Walmart has it, but yeah, not going to Walmart, Carol, so I'll just keep buying my Tajin at Aldi, since I do love Aldi. But anyway, it's really good on fruit, and it's good on citrus fruit, and it's good on watermelon. And I can't explain it. It's like a hot, it's like a hot spicy combo. But it's really good on there. It's 0 points because we're still on all the 0 point stuff. So Tajin, use it in your things that you want to season. Like a kind of a Mexican seasoning. It's also good on fruit. 0 points. So 0 point fruit. Put some Tajin on it. Remember, start slow and work your way up because it is hot. It's spicy hot. So 0 points. And let's see, they also have, these are really good, the Fit and Active petite diced tomatoes, and they also have Casa Mamita diced tomatoes with green chilies. These are pretty much like Rotel. And then, of course, regular, diced tomatoes. I always keep this. You can put, and bless you, my husband's having a little sneezing fit in there. I don't know what he got into today, but he's been suffering. But I keep the petite diced tomatoes and this on hand all the time. These are great for soup. They're great for taco soups. They are great for enchilada soups. They're great for tomato sauces. This one is a little bit spicy, but I love it. This one's good for salsa. I put this in my pineapple salsa that's also on the blog, www.ifyouhaveanegg.com, and I'll post the link for the pineapple salsa. This is super easy. You just take a can of this and a can of either diced or crushed pineapple in its own juice or packed in water. And I drain the juice off of the pineapple. I do not drain the juice off of this. Mix them together. Just mix them together in a bowl. It's better if you put them in a bowl, cover it, like some kind of a disposable container, cover it and let it sit overnight. And it's really, really good if you add some fresh cilantro, mix all that together and let it sit overnight. And let the flavors kind of mix together. It's really good, really good. So anyway, we're still on 0 point stuff here. Then I keep the mushrooms. I keep them on hand all the time. They are just little pieces and stems of mushrooms, but I love it because it's got a pop top. And if I've got something that, keep some of these at work, and if I have something at work that needs just a little something extra, like if I've panicked and gotten a frozen meal, or I'll show you some of the things that I put it in here in a minute. But yeah, Karen, I know a couple of people are having a hard time getting in here tonight, and I honestly have no idea what's going on. But this will all be, available again on the blog if you have an egg.com here later. You can always watch it later, and they'll be on YouTube. So this is and the dog's having a meltdown because he's been left. So sorry, he's fine. I promise he's fine. But anyway, the pieces and stems mushrooms with the pop top, drain it before you use it. And these are really good to keep around 0 points to add to some things if you need to bulk them up a little bit. So keep those around. Thank you, Stone Interiors, aka Casey, for putting if you have an egg.com down here. And this is going to be a weird comment, but this is the best canned pumpkin anywhere. Oh, and Casey just heard Dusty. So quick sidetrack, even though we've already been talking for 30 minutes, but a quick sidetrack. Dusty got punked, I think, on Wednesday night, and got another doggy's nail stuck in his head, and we didn't realize it. So he has a little pump knot on his head, and it's infected. So he's getting extra snuggling tonight, but Daddy left him, so he started howling. Anyway, Casey, I promise he's okay. Daddy's back in there. But this is the best pumpkin on the planet. I have no idea why it's any different. It's a very mild pumpkin. This is the only kind I buy if I can, if I can find it. I mean, if they have it. So that's one thing about Aldi. They might have, this pumpkin might be on the shelf for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And then I might go one time and they may not have any. So when they have it, I go ahead and buy plenty. I actually bought 2 of them this weekend. I use the pumpkin for humans. I use it for some of my pancake recipes that are on ifyouhaveanegg.com. I use it for, and thank you, Casey, I can tell that's you, for the little hearts. And I use it in any of my recipes that, like the pumpkin muffins, any of the flavors of pumpkin muffins that have pumpkin. I try to get this kind. I don't know what it is about this kind of pumpkin. It is, I don't know, it's just so mild. And I know canned pumpkin should be canned pumpkin, but it's just not. This is the kind I prefer. So if you have an Aldi, stock up. So that is 100% pure pumpkin. And I mentioned humans a few minutes ago. If you do have a fur baby, if you have a dog, if they have any issues, we won't go into great gory detail. Let's just say this helps move things along in a dog. And they actually like it. They actually do like pumpkin. So I keep plenty of those on hand. And their unsweetened applesauce. I keep a giant container of their unsweetened applesauce. This is 0 smart points for a half a cup. And it's delicious. And this keeps well. And I also use this in my stacked apple cake recipe, which is on the blog, www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. And I'm going to show you another part of that here in just a minute. But keep plenty of unsweetened applesauce on hand. This and some cinnamon from Aldi, or some pumpkin pie spice from Trader Joe's. Absolutely delicious. Still 0 smart points. And I have 2 more things to show you that are 0 smart points. One is I buy all of my nonstick spray from either Aldi or from Trader Joe's. This one is the Carlini brand, which is the Aldi brand, and this one is the olive oil. They also have a butter flavored one, and they have I think just a regular flavored one, but I buy the olive oil flavored from them. Then I noticed this from Carlini this week. I had never seen this one before. They had 2 different kinds. One is olive oil, and this one's basil flavored. And then they had another one that I think was, it was roasted red pepper or something like that. Also 0 points. I'm going to say be careful with this one because the way it sprays, this top, I'm not going to push it because I don't want to get it on there. But this top, the way it sprays, I think this is spraying more actual oil than this is spraying. And even though it says it's 0 smart points, and it says it's 0 smart points for 1/3 of a second spray, a half a second spray, a 1 second spray, this has just got more oil. But we're going to try something here in just a little bit before we go that has this on there just to see how it tastes. But this is olive oil. It's an olive oil nonstick spray, and it's basil flavored. And they had 2 flavored ones this week at Aldi. So check that out. Okay. And I am going to keep talking really fast because, here again, somehow we've already been talking for 35 minutes. I'm going to go over my perishable things first because some of them need to go back in the refrigerator because they've been out here for a little while. I do not put creamer in my coffee. Remember the coffee that I love so much from Aldi? I don't put creamer in my coffee, but Casey does. And so I bought this for her. This is Friendly Farms Delightfully Pure, and it's made with real milk and cream. So it's going to have a few more points, but even though I don't put creamer in my coffee, I tasted this. It's absolutely delicious. If I did put creamer in my coffee, I would use this. It's salted. This is a salted caramel flavor. And for 1 tablespoon, it's 2 Smart Points. And remember, all of this is going to be transcribed later. Everything will be typed out. You don't have to try and hurry and take any notes. But so this is 1 tablespoon for 2 Smart Points, and it is made with real milk and real cream, and it was absolutely delicious. So Casey will be getting that tomorrow. And then next we have, these were adorable. I almost walked past these, and I'm so glad that I didn't because they are yummy. These are 100 calorie classic guacamole minis, and the little container is, let's close itself up. Yeah, Casey is getting lots of goodies tomorrow. So she thinks that getting paid for working for me is the bonus, but I'm thinking that it's everything that I bring her and how many times I feed her. But anyway, these are absolutely adorable. 100 calorie guacamole minis. The little container is this big. They're little individual containers, so they're fresh every time you open them. And they are, one little container is 3 Smart Points. So I'm going to show you what to use these, one thing to use these with in a few minutes. Oh yeah, Casey says it's not the pay, it's the food. Yeah, she's right about that. So guacamole minis, Aldi, they're made by the little salad bar. I almost walked past them. Luckily I spotted them there at the last minute. They have, if you like hummus, they have, how much are they? How many points? Angie's asking how much they are. It's 3 Smart Points. For this, if you're asking me the price, I have no clue. I don't know. I just assume I'm saving money when I'm at Aldi. I don't know. I don't keep up with all that. If you like hummus though, Aldi has some of the best selection of hummus. This one is little salad bar again, and it's roasted pine nut hummus, 2 tablespoons for 2 Smart Points. Look at how delicious that looks. Does that not look absolutely just amazing, delicious? Angie, I don't know how much those are. I'll look on the receipt when I do the transcription and put it up there. But they have a roasted red pepper. They've got lots of different flavors, and they all have that nice little extra, extra just something there in the middle. Absolutely delicious. I highly recommend their hummus. Again, that's 2 tablespoons for 2 Smart Points, and this will all be transcribed so you'll have it later. And then guess what I found? I have been preaching that only Applegate Sunday bacon, uncured Sunday bacon, and a Trader Joe's uncured bacon is 1 Smart Point per slice. Well, look, Aldi has one too. Did not know that, but I slowed down long enough. To look this weekend, and Aldi does have a hickory smoked uncured bacon. It's Appleton Farms. 1 slice is 1 Smart Point, and I went ahead and scanned up to 2 slices, and 2 slices is still just 1 Smart Point per slice, so 2 Smart Points. So now I have a new source for my 1 Smart Point bacon. I don't have to try and make it to either Publix or Trader Joe's to get that. I can get it at Aldi. So again, it'll be transcribed. Don't get all excited trying to get it all written down. I'll have it all for you later. Aldi does have what I think is the best tasting light string cheese. They have the Fit and Active. Again, remember, Fit and Active. That's their name for things that are going to be lower in points, but still scan them. But the Fit and Active light string cheese is delicious. They are still individually wrapped, and each one of these, it's 1 Smart Point per piece. So one Smart Point per piece. Some of the string cheese that I get at Trader Joe's is 2 for 1 piece. So this is one for 1 piece. So that's a good deal. They also have good deli sandwich meat. They have turkey and they have ham. Again, it's in this Fit and Active. All the Fit and Active deli meat, it's already pre-sliced. It comes in these little containers. So it comes in a little container. Then there is, you know, a container. There's plastic in the container. So when you open this, you have a little container to keep it in. And then, to be honest, when I'm done with these, I'll reuse these and put in food that I'm bringing people to try. I put it, back in these kind of containers so that they can take them home, and I don't have to worry about getting my containers back because I don't need these containers back. But they are, so the ham, they have a smoked honey ham, and they also have turkey, and both of those are 2 ounces for 2 Smart Points, and 2 ounces of deli meat is quite a bit. So those are 2 ounces for 2 Smart Points. And then we made a fun little find this weekend, and that is, and sorry, it's already wrapped up in a zipper bag, but the Sea Queen flake style imitation crab meat. It's a half a cup for 2 Smart Points. And if y'all remember imitation crab, I used to eat crab or like seafood salad all the time, and I had kind of gotten away from it, while I was on Weight Watchers. But you can get, gosh, and it smells just like it. I so remember this. But remember these, the little imitation crab bits. Still just as yummy. It's a half a cup for 2 Smart Points. And I had it in chunk style and in flake style, but for some reason the flake style is a little bit less in the points. But we use this today. We put this on some ciabatta bread, a slice of ciabatta bread, and I put on some Trader Joe's jalapeno and artichoke dip, and then put this on top of it and toasted it in the oven, and they were absolutely delicious. So I'm going to be trying some recipes this week with imitation crab meat that I hadn't thought about, in a long time, because it hadn't occurred to me that imitation crab would be so low in points. So again, it's a half a cup, which that's quite a bit of crab meat, but a half a cup, or imitation crab meat, that's a half a cup for 2 Smart Points. So I think that one's a good deal. Then we move over here, because I still have a whole lot more to go, and we're already at 8:42. This, even though the granola that I got last time that I loved so much wasn't there this time, and it was some kind of coffee flavor, like a mocha coffee flavored granola, so I'll just have to get over that. This one is really good. This is pumpkin and flax, and when I have not made it to Trader Joe's to get my beloved pecan granola, this one is a close second. And Betty said she's got to get that crab meat. Yes, you do, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you do. And because it's from Aldi, it's not, the process is pretty good, even though I don't have the process memorized. But this one is a great backup to my maple pecan granola that I get at Trader Joe's. And it's pumpkin and flax granola. And for 1/8 of a cup, which 2 tablespoons is 1/8 of a cup. So for 1/8 of a cup or 2 tablespoons, it's only 1 Smart Point. But you can go as far as 1/4 of a cup for 3 Smart Points. And what I do with this is I put this either in yogurt. It's a great yummy addition to yogurt with some fruit. Or I'll put it with some plain, lower point cereal. Because if you use like the serving size on this one it's just a half a cup. But if you did the whole, if you did a whole serving of this, it's like 7 or 8 points. It's too much to eat it just as cereal by itself. But if you put this with some of the lower point cereals, some of the, like the whole wheat O's or things, just the little bit of addition of this for that extra 1 point for 1/8 of a cup or 2 tablespoons or 3 Smart Points for 1/4 of a cup, just that little bit gives it that little extra oomph. And I also put things like this in my baked apples, put a little bit in my oatmeal with some applesauce. And it just makes a great, kind of little kick over. I would never eat an entire half a cup of this. Well, I shouldn't say I would never eat it, but that's not the way I would eat it. Trust me, 1/8 of a cup or 1/4 of a cup, 1/8 of a cup for 1 Smart Point, 1/4 of a cup for 3 Smart Points. That's plenty of flavor to add to something else. So that's another good one. And they do almost always have that. They have some salad dressings that are really good. If you go to Aldi a lot, they have their ranch, the Fit and Active Light Ranch, actually tastes like ranch dressing. It doesn't have that weird wang to it that some of them do. And Angie says I should do a live video of breakfast meals. Angie, that would take like 3 hours, but I'm up for it. I'll do it sometime. But theirs actually tastes like real ranch dressing. It's It's 3 smart points for 2 tablespoons, but holy cow, is it good. This is good with just to dip vegetables in. Really good. Then they also have a Fit and Active light balsamic vinaigrette. It's absolutely delicious. It's very satisfying, and you can have 2 tablespoons for 2 smart points. If somehow you can only do, you can get away, you can talk yourself into only putting 1 tablespoon on. It's one smart point for 2. 1 smart point for 1 tablespoon, 2 smart points for 2. Great flavor. It's delicious. So if you have Aldi, or if you want to save some money on your salad dressings, I highly recommend these. These are 2 good ones. And then we have, I feel like I'm running. Then we have their Fuchsia brand. So they have, Stacy says she marinates chicken with the balsamic. That would be really good. We should try that one night. But Aldi has the Fuchsia brand, and it's Fuchsia Asian Inspirations. And I'll be showing you some more things here in a minute, but since we were doing the dressing, I thought I would grab this one real quick. They have sweet and sour Asian sauce. They have a General Tso's sauce, and they had I guess it was more like soy sauce. It's 1 smart point per tablespoon, but they're delicious. They're absolutely delicious, full of flavor. But against the Aldi Fuchsia brand, these are great. This is really good on just some shrimp. It's really good if you want to, just steam some shrimp, or really, honestly, just like as cocktail sauce for peel and eat shrimp. Really good for that. And trust me, your friends won't know that it's only 1 smart point per tablespoon. This is another good one to keep on hand. Again, Fit and Active. So Fit and Active. That is their brand. That's going to be lighter in smart points. They've got all kinds of things: waffles, frozen foods, snack bars, popcorn, all kinds of things. Just please always check them. Because just because they're lighter in points doesn't mean that they're low points. So this is one that I like to keep in the pantry, for nights that we're not going to cook or just need something quick. This is a good size can. If you can see how big it is, 1 cup of this is 3 smart points, or if you eat the whole can, that's only 5 smart points. So this with like, a little, part of a grilled cheese or something is a really, really good dinner for 3 or, 5 smart points. And I feel like I'm going to start flying here because we need to get through all these. This, I think, is the apple version that Angie may have been talking about earlier. This is same company, the Cooch, however you say it. This is the red cabbage with apples. This is absolutely delicious. Another German treat that I like to pick up when when I'm at Aldi. But this has points. This is not 0 points. This, for 2 tablespoons, it's 1 smart point. It doesn't go up. I mean, you have to add quite a bit before it actually goes up in points, but this is really good on pork chops. Absolutely delicious on pork chops. Like if you make pork chops with some with some baked apples, and then add this to it. This has apples in it already, but it's absolutely delicious. This is good on different kinds of sausages, or just by itself. So usually when I eat it by itself, I eat more like about 1/3 of a cup. But if I'm just going to do the 2 tablespoons, which is 1/8 of a cup, I'm telling you, on pork chops, you can't go wrong. Or like a pork tenderloin, you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with that. And then we have, this was new to me. This was a Fit and Active. Here we go with the Fit and Active again. This is a Fit and Active fat-free tuna salad kit. And for this whole kit, it's only 4 smart points. And I wanted to show you how cute it is. So it comes, in this little box. And it has this wee little tiny thing of crackers. And it has this wee little tiny thing of already made fat-free tuna salad. And it does have, some things besides tuna in this little container, but it has this little tiny spoon. So what I'm thinking for this is, if I keep this in my truck, if I'm stuck out somewhere and don't want to go through fast food or get anything, this is not going to go bad for a really, really long time. These are going to be okay in their little sealed container. And because it has the wee little tiny spoon with it, then I can just mix it there in the truck if I need to. Like if I get stuck on a job site or something, I can mix that up and eat it. So thank you, Aldi. I'm thinking this is a really good idea. And I'm super excited about this, and I'm super excited to try this. And I'll let you all know soon how it is but it was new to me. Never seen them before, but I snagged one this weekend when I saw those. So I can't wait to try that one. We're still on this fuchsia thing. Let me show you a couple of these. They have the fuchsia egg rolls. Super, super, super delicious. They come in chicken and pork and a vegetable one. And I always buy the chicken ones. The chicken are for one egg roll with the sauce. It's 5 smart points. So that's for an egg. It's an egg roll, and it has this little thing of red sauce. These are also really good though if you want to do. If you don't like the sauce that comes with it for some reason, it's really good with this too. So I keep these in the freezer at work. So that I can have them, you know, so I don't get stuck without a lunch. Delicious, 5 smart points. Does taste like an egg roll, and I'm going to be trying some of those in the air fryer to see how they turn out, to see if they're crispy. You know, when they turn out. And I'm thinking, I'm using the air fryer so much, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna take another little sip of my Aldi tea or Aldi drink, my Fit and Active raspberry lemonade, because I'm getting toasty again. So I'm thinking as much stuff as we're making with the air fryer that we really need to get an air fryer for work. So still on the fuchsia, I wanted to explain the difference between these two. This one is minus its little bowl. That's because I already ate it. But this one comes in the freezer section, and it is chicken wonton soup with vegetables. So very delicious. They have this down as the entire container, so it's one bowl, and you can see it's a good size bowl. So, or was a good size bowl. So one bowl, so for the whole bowl, it's 6 smart points, and this comes in the freezer section. Then they also have these. They're a little bit different. This one's an udon soup bowl, and it's about the same size bowl. This is not in the freezer section. This is over just with the regular groceries. And I'm just laughing because it says, on here it says that the serving size is a half of a bowl. I want to know who is going to make this and eat half the bowl. I think that's silly. But anyway, so it is for half the bowl. I think it was 3 smart points. I didn't even bother putting that on here because I'm going to eat the whole bowl. And the whole bowl is 7 smart points. So it's still not bad. It's just 7 smart points. But I don't think any of us are gonna make this and then only eat half the bowl. So just saying, not frozen. This is in the regular section, frozen. This one is really delicious, and it's only 6 smart points. So I highly recommend both of these. Those are good ones to keep around, you know, just so you have them on hand and you don't, you know, run out of stuff. Let's see. I'm going to show you a couple more things before I get to the things, because we have like 7 minutes left before I get to the things that I wanted to show you how to make some things out of them. One of them, we love Pop-Tarts, but Pop-Tarts are a lot of points. These do not taste like Pop-Tarts. I don't want you to think that these are Pop-Tarts, but if I'm desperate for Pop-Tarts, they will do in a pinch. Fit and Active, the strawberry crisps, and they also come in an apple cinnamon. It's 3 crisps in a packet. It's not huge, but for some reason this satisfies my craving for Pop-Tarts if I need them. 3 crisps though are 7 smart points. This is on the upper edge of, you know, and no, Angie, we're not talking about brags tonight, but this is on, let's see, did you say the smart points for the tuna kit? Casey, I think I did say the smart points for the tuna kit, but in case I didn't, it's 4 smart points for the whole thing. So that's for the little thing of tuna mix and the crackers. And of course the wee tiny spoon is no smart points. It's just adorable. But anyway, these are high points. So these are on the upper end of my scale, but just in case we had any other Pop-Tart people, because sometimes I have a Pop-Tart issue. Yeah, I like them a lot. Okay, and if you're looking for a good spaghetti, you know, it's not that it's that low in points, but it's really inexpensive at Aldi. So this is the Fit and Active, and it's the 100% whole grain thin spaghetti. It's great spaghetti, cooks up great. 2 ounces of this is 6 Smart Points, but it's delicious. It does cook up really well, and because it's from Aldi, it's inexpensive. So I always keep this on hand. Okay, the last couple of things I want to spend, I know we don't have much time left, but I want to spend a little bit more time on these. Aldi also has a Fit and Active flatbread. So I know a lot of you all buy some other brand flatbreads. I'm just going to say, I'm not going to name them, but this tastes exactly like it. My gut tells me that they're either made by the same people and just packaged under 2 different names, or, you know, something similar, because it tastes just like it. The only thing is Aldi only has one flavor. I've only ever seen one flavor, and it is the multi-grain with flax. So they don't have all those other, you know, fancy flavors. But if you're just looking for a flatbread, these are 2 Smart Points for one flatbread. And you can see how big it is. I mean, it's the same size. It's the same size as the other brand. Again, not saying the brand, but 2 Smart Points for one flatbread. And I'm going to give you a couple of ideas on how to use that here in just a second. Keep those. They do freeze well. When you take them out, just let them thaw. Don't try to cook them in the microwave, because they get kind of gummy if you cook them in the microwave. Aldi has the best turkey pepperonis, hands down. And they are, you get 16 pepperonis for 2 Smart Points. These actually taste like pepperonis. Like, they don't taste like turkey. They taste like pepperonis. I highly recommend this. Yeah, Stacy says you can make pizza with the flatbread. You totally can make pizza with this flatbread. But these taste like real pepperonis. So when I buy them, I buy 2 at a time. So I have this one, and I have another one over there that I bought this weekend. And I love them, and I will tell you, when I get this package out, Dusty goes crazy. The dog goes crazy. He loves these things. And Casey can attest to that. When I get him out at work, he goes berserk for these. Then I got they have several different kinds of veggie burgers. This one is a black bean chipotle burger. It's a tiny bit spicy. I don't think it's spicy, but it's a tiny bit spicy in case you're not used to spices, because it is a chipotle burger. But one burger is 4 Smart Points. And in case I didn't say it out loud, the pepperonis are 16 16 pepperonis. And Casey says she loves these pepperonis too. Yeah, we do. We love them. 16 pepperonis for 2 Smart Points. But again, this is all going to be transcribed later. You can see it here again. It'll be transcribed here. It'll be on YouTube. And it'll be on my blog, www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. So this is a black bean chipotle burger, 4 Smart Points for one burger, and I'm going to talk really fast because I want to show you something. I'm not actually going to make it, but I want to show you something to make with it. They do have the Clancy's pretzel slims, and they do come in different flavors. This week I got the original, and they are baked, and they have 0 total fat. Don't really understand how that works, but they have 0 total fat. 1 ounce of these, which is quite a few, now I do measure them, but 1 ounce of these is 3 Smart Points. I'm going to show you something with those in just a second too. The last item I have, I know we were going crazy over the dark chocolate Pizelli, and they do not have those at Aldi, but what they do have is the vanilla Pizelli and the anise flavored Pizelli, and these are Italian waffle cookies. So they are, actually, let me see, I think I may have a package of them already open down here, and I do. Okay, so they are Italian waffle cookies, and you can see what they look like. They're little thin cookies. The serving size is 5 cookies for 6 Smart Points. I don't ever just sit down and eat 5 of these. These are really good though with a little bit of Cool Whip on top. They're really good to use as the sandwich part of an ice cream sandwich. So like you can put some Halo Top in the middle, put it back in a zipper bag, and put it in the freezer and refreeze it and make an ice cream sandwich. You can do that with any kind of your whipped toppings that come in a tub. You can put that in between here. Really good with a little bit of espresso mixed in, like instant espresso powder mixed in, and then refreeze it like that. Sometimes I'll make different kinds of icings to put on top of them, but I don't just sit down and eat 5 of these cookies. So 1 cookie is 1 Smart Point, 2 of them is 2 Smart Points, but apparently if you sit and eat 5 of them, once you get to 5 bumps up to 6 Smart Points. This though, the Pizelli, the vanilla Pizelli, and the applesauce I'll post this when I do the transcription, but I use these and this as part of my mini apple stack cakes. And if you're from the South and you've ever had a stack cake where grandma spent, you know, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours making all these little thin cakes, and then she stacks them up and uses stewed apples and lots of cinnamon and lots of sugar and lots of love and everything, and they're absolutely delicious. I've got a lightened up version of this. It's on the blog, www.ifyouhaveanegg.com, and when I do the transcription, I'll post that link. Absolutely delicious. This mini apple stack cakes, absolutely delicious. So we have those. Then I have one thing that I'm going to get my husband to try, and he may or may not try it live because the dog was having a fit a minute ago. But after we try these, we'll let y'all know how they are. I do love all these little 4-pack of corn, and I used that tonight in the air fryer, and I made some more of my air fried crazy corn, but I used the new basil flavored olive oil. So when I do the transcription, we will let you all know how these taste, because I'm not going to drag him out of the bedroom right now. He's got the dog under control. So we'll just let you know how they are when we do the transcription, but it smells really good. So we'll let you know how those are. So it is 9 o'clock. Let me tell you just a couple of things that I make with these. Take these pretzel slims, take some light mozzarella string cheese, and I do this at work. You can, if you have a toaster oven at work, you can do this, and you can do this at home, obviously, if you have a toaster oven or a regular oven. Take an ounce of these, and an ounce is 3 Smart Points. Take two of these, 2 of the light string cheese, divide it up equally, put these on some kind of aluminum foil or some parchment paper or something, tear this up, put it on these equally. So that's 2 of those, an ounce of these, 2 of these, that's 2 more Smart Points, and then 16 turkey pepperonis. Stick them in the toaster oven and toast them for just a few minutes or until the cheese starts to melt, and you have wee little tiny pretzel pizzas, and they are absolutely delicious. So that's 3 Smart Points for the pretzel slims, 2 Smart Points for the string cheese, 2 Smart Points for the pepperonis, and you have 7 Smart Points worth of easy to eat, and kids love these, worth of easy to eat little wee tiny pepperoni pizzas. And trust me, everybody at work will be jealous, and they will be going, I thought you were on Weight Watchers. I am, but I can eat whatever I want to. So those are absolutely delicious. Also, the flatbread. If you take the Aldi Fit and Active flatbread, take one of these, and a black bean chipotle burger. So it's 2 Smart Points for this. A black bean chipotle burger, that is 4 Smart Points for this, and one of the little guacamole cups, 3 Smart Points. So you've got 2, 4, 3. You have a 9-point little black bean burger, you know, on the flatbread for 9 Smart Points, and they're absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. I highly recommend those. Also, if you take the flatbread and 1 string cheese, 1 thing of guacamole, a little guacamole cup, and some of the, here it is, 2 ounces of the honey ham or the turkey, either one. So you've got a flatbread for 2, 1 of these for 1, 2 ounces of this for 2, and then 1 of the little guacamole cups, and roll all it up together. So put the string cheese on there, put the ham on there, then the guacamole, roll it all up, and you'll have a roll up, and that is 8 Smart Points. So you've got 2, 1, 2, and 3. So that's 8 Smart Points for that. Super, super easy. You can do that the night before and take it to work. And these pretzel slims, because they are just a plain flavor, an ounce of these, 2 tablespoons of, remember, this very, very yummy hummus. Absolutely delicious. And that is 3 Smart Points, 2 Smart Points, so 5 Smart Points. You have absolutely no reason to not have absolutely delicious meals from Aldi, and we will definitely transcribe this. I will definitely, we'll take one for the team, and we'll try that corn, and I'll get that posted on here later. But do you guys have any questions about Aldi? How many of you, I'm just out of curiosity before we wrap up, How many of you have just an Aldi? How many of you have just Trader Joe's? How many of you have both? And are there any of you blessed, I am so sorry for you souls that don't have either one of them? And Christy said, thank you so much. You made my time at the gym fly by. Were you watching this while you were at the gym? That's awesome. I never even thought about that. See, I should get a little bike and be doing this while we're talking. So Stacy just has Aldi. Angie just has Aldi. I knew that, Angie. We are fortunate enough again we have one Trader Joe's. Carol has Trader Joe's and Aldi. We have one Trader Joe's, but I'm pretty sure we have 3 Aldi now, so I can drive in any direction. Christy has both. So if you've got both, you're going to see a little bit of crossover. And Casey says she has all the stores. Oh yeah, and Christy said she was on the treadmill. Oh, Carol wants to know if I buy meat at Aldi. Honestly, Carol, well, I bought some hamburger meat for my husband yesterday, but honestly, I buy most of my meat. I don't buy a lot of meat. I'll admit that. I do like meat. It's not that I don't like meat. I just don't buy a lot of it. And when I buy meat, I normally either buy it at Trader Joe's or I buy it at Publix. Don't know why. I just do. But I bought hamburger meat for my husband last night. Made him hamburgers in the air fryer. It was good. I mean, it was delicious. So they have these pretzel slims. They've got them at Trader Joe's too. Trader Joe's has string cheese too. So some of the things you're going to see a crossover, I think because they're owned by the same company. But again, the coffee, don't know why, it's my favorite. I will go to Aldi just to get the coffee. And these, they always have these. And the girls that eat the Pizzelli, they can tell you, yummy, yummy, yummy. But I'm going to get all this posted, and I want to thank you all again for being here so much. I want to wish everybody a very happy and blessed Easter. I hope you had an amazing day, and I hope you got to spend it with family and friends. And I can't wait to see you all next week. I have not decided what we're doing yet next week. Maybe Trader Joe's. Got to see how much time I have. Maybe we'll give a teaser to Angie. And Angie, you're very welcome. But we'll give a teaser to Angie. Maybe we'll do breakfast. I don't know. We'll see. But I will definitely let you all know, what we're going to do for next week. And I will see you then. Thank you again so much. Don't forget to come back here next week. And to go back and watch these, you can either go to YouTube, you can rewatch them here, or you can go to my blog. It'll be posted later, and that's www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. And thank you guys. Happy Easter. I enjoy being here, and thank you for the thumbs ups and the hearts. Y'all don't know how much I enjoy this. Now I just have to figure out how I can do the treadmill while we're doing this, which would be odd. But anyway, good night. I'll see you next week.